So this morning we're going to look at GST. Now we have talked about GST before, and it's a tax, if you remember, that the government levies or charges on goods, which are things that you buy, or services, which are things that you do for someone. So it's a goods and service tax. And goods and service tax is 10%. So if you are going to charge someone $500 to fit their dishwasher, okay? If your business is registered for GST, you have to charge GST on top of that. Now, the way that you work out what the GST is that you find 10% of that amount and then you add it on, okay? So what is 10% of 500, Alex? 50. So we're going to add that 50, okay? And then this is the price including GST. So that will be $550, okay? And we all know how to find 10%, don't we? Because we've done it. You can do it mentally. But of course, if it's a complicated number and you're not sure, use your calculator. So say you go to Coles and you spend $273 on your shopping. And that's excluding GST. So that means the GST hasn't been added to it yet. So what would the GST payable be on $273? Cassidy? Well done, $27.30. Now don't forget, because it's money, you've got to have the 2 decimal places, okay? In the test, there is a question that asks you for a percentage of money, and when you put it in your calculator, it only gives you 1 decimal place, and a lot of other students forgot to put the 0, so don't you forget to put the 0. So what is my new total?
Oh, I was going to ask, in 500, do you have to do the 2 decimal places still?
Oh, no, not if it's a number. You can, it's not incorrect not to.
Okay.
So, because I did it there, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what's my new price including GST?
Is it $300.30?
Well done, $300.30. Don't forget the 2 decimal places. Perfect, okay. So let's say that I'm going to buy a car, and my car is $25,999. $25,999. And then the GST has to be added on top of that. So what would the GST payable be on $25,999? Go on then, Alex.
Wouldn't it be $2,599.99?
It would be $2,599.90. Well done. Okay. And then you could use your calculator to add those together. So $25,999 and $2,599.90. What would the price be including GST?
$28,589.90.
Well done. $25,589.90. Now, the way we've been doing it is you've been finding the 10%, because that's the GST, and then finding the new price. If the question just wants the new price, what you can do is you can take these numbers, okay, and multiply them by 1.1. Okay, so if you've got your calculator out, I want you to put 500 in it and multiply it by 1.1 and tell me what you get.
Wouldn't it be
550.
550. Put 273 in your calculator and multiply it by 1.1. $300.30. Put 25,999 in your calculator and multiply it by 1.1. 28,589.90. So that's a quicker way of doing it if you're only asked for the new price. Some questions will ask for the GST. So you divide it by 10 to find the GST and then add it on. Okay? If it only asks for the new price, you can multiply it by 1.1 because that's a shortcut.
Can you give like both, like the So can you give like what the GST, like what you're adding on?
Of course you can. Depends on what the question is. But the more working you show, if for instance you were doing this one and it said what's the new price including GST, okay? And say you put the GST down, I could give you 1 mark for that, and then if you did that wrong, I could still give you the mark because you'd said the GST. If you only put that one and it was wrong, I can't give you anything. So the more information you give me, the more marks I can give you. Okay? Now, everyone happy with that? Because we've done quite a lot of that, finding 10% and adding it on. Yes?
So if you don't want to multiply it by 1.1,
You
can
find
do it.
10% and add it on.
So you can do that?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Even if it doesn't ask.
You can do it either way you want. Now, let's say that you are told the price of something with GST. So it includes GST. So let's say that our item is $600, but the GST is included. And we want to know what the GST is and what was the original price without GST. So the excluding GST original price. Who thinks they might have an idea of how we would find what the GST is?
Well, it's just 10% of it, so it's 6.
Okay. Mackenzie?
I said like the 60 and then you subtract that 60 from the 60.
Oh, so you're finding 10%, are you, Chase?
Divide by 1 by 1.
Ah, very good. Yes. You can't just find 10% of it, okay? That doesn't work. So what you do to find the GST, if you're asked to find the GST, is you divide by 11. Okay? And that will give you what the GST is. So what's 600 divided by 11?
54.54.
54.54. Okay, lovely. Does it go 54, 54, 54? So it's 55 then. We round it, don't we, to 2 decimal places. Okay? Now then, if you then want to find out what the price is without the GST, you multiply that price by 10. So what is 54.55 multiplied by 10?
545.5.
545.550. Obviously, because you have to have the 2. Now you can see that that isn't 10%, is it? It's not 10%. But if that's the original price and you find 10% of that and add it on, it's going to give you that one. Okay. So it's very important to make sure you know which one you're doing. If there's no GST, you divide by 10 and add it on, or multiply by 1.1. If there is GST included, you divide by 11 times by 10, or if you've only got to give this, divide by 1.1, because it's the same thing. So let's have another go. $770. That's including GST. So tell me what the GST is that's included in that price. How am I going to find it? Alex?
Wouldn't you divide it by 10, so it would be 77?
No, you wouldn't divide it by 10. Look at the top of the column. Ashi?
Divide by 11.
Divide by 11.
70?
$70, is it? Okay. And so that times that by 10.
700.
$700. So the price without GST was 700. GST was 70, so the price including GST was 770. Can you see it? Sometimes you can see it better when you go backwards. Here, the price with the GST is 70. You divide it by 11 to find out what the GST was, and then take it away. Yes?
On the first one, it equals 605 cents. When you add it.
Oh, should that have been 4.5 then? Yeah, that should have been 4.5 because it kept going 4.5, 4.5, 4.5.
And with money, do you round it to 2 decimal places or the nearest 5 cents?
Right, very good question. With money, you round it to 2 decimal places unless it says cash price. So if it says round it to the cash price, you round it to the nearest 5 cents because the only way you can pay cash is to the nearest 5 cents, isn't it? But you can round, if you go to Coles and buy your shopping and it's $373.39, you pay with your card, you can pay that exact amount. Obviously with money you can't because we haven't got a 9 cent or a 4, so that would be rounded to 40. Okay? So if it says cash price, round to 5 cents. If it doesn't, you can give it to 2 decimal places.
Okay.
It's a very good question, well done. Okay, so for things like when we are finding a percentage of an amount, because this is a bit linked with it because we've been finding 10% of something. Let's say we've got to find 8% of $225.40. Okay, so who can remember how to do this? There's 2 methods, aren't there? And I don't mind which one you use. Alex?
Well, the method that I prefer would, you turn the percentage to a decimal.
Right, okay, so what's 8% as a decimal?
0.08.
0.08.
And then you would turn the of into a times and then put...
Very good. Of becomes a times, and you do that. So have a go at that, everybody. 0.08 multiplied by 225.40. What's my answer? Marshall?
18.032.
18.032. That's what it comes out as, is it? Okay, so how many decimal places do we have to have with money? Marshall?
2.
2. So I've got to round this to 2 decimal places then. So what am I going to do? I look at this one. What?
Would you keep it the same, so just be
You just keep it the same when you get rid of that, that's right, because it's less than 5. Now though, let's look at, so that would be the price. That would be $18.03 is 8% of 225.40. What about if it was a cash price?
18.05.
Well done, $18.05, okay? So you've got to be really careful. The main thing is that if you put something into your calculator and it comes out like 23.7 and it's money, the main thing is that you don't, you remember to put the dollar sign, and then also, what do I need?
A 0.
A place holding 0, like that.